Welcome to class 18 of Java, okay, where we are going to understand some programs on what for loop. First program that we are going to understand is print 1 to n numbers. Okay, how to print 1 to n numbers. This program I am going to explain first of all. Okay, what's the program is? Please print 1 to n numbers. Okay, 1 to n numbers. This is the program. Okay, for that, first of all, we have to read n value. For that, I am creating a scanner object. Scanner object is a scanner of system.in. Okay, fine, good. Now we have to print 1 to n numbers. 1 to n numbers. So what is the start point and what is the end point? Stop point. Okay, start is 1, stop is n. So stop is not given exact value, so it is given n. N means n is a number that we have to read, from keyboard. So if the user, we have to ask the n value from the user. If the user gives 10, then we have to print 1 to 10 numbers. If the n value is given by the user 15, you have to print 1 to 15. If the n value given by the user is 50, you have to print 1 to 50. Okay, so n is a variable that we have to create. Okay, so I take a n variable and I variable is a loop variable. Okay, so now I am going to say that I am going to read the value for n. Enter n. Okay, enter n. N is equal to sc dot next integer. Okay, next integer. This is what happens, next integer. Okay, so now I have to print 1 to n number. So for loop, I is equal start value is 1, end value is I is less than is equal to n, then I plus plus. So here I am going to print sysout I print what? I. But I want to print the I value on the same line, that is therefore print I, and I give some space here, space, so that it will print on the same line. The numbers it will print on the same line. That is what I am writing here. So if I give n is equal to 10, it will apply here 10. If I give n is equal to 20, it will substitute here 20, means it will print 1 to 20 numbers. Okay, let us run the program and see what is the output that you are going to get. So let us see, n is equal to, I am giving 20. So therefore 1 to 20 numbers I am getting. Once again I run the program where it is asking the number. Okay, so the number it is asking like n is equal to suppose 50, then you will get 1 to 50 numbers. Okay, this is what 1 to 50 numbers you can see. Scroll down and you get 150 numbers. Okay, this is the program. So this is the first program that I have finished. Please Control C, and I am going to paste over here the first program we have completed, right? Second program is like okay, the numbers you are getting, Control Z. Okay, here I will paste it better. Okay, right. Next, print n to m numbers. Now it is asking to print what? N to m numbers. Okay, how to write this n to m numbers? Let us see here. So print n to m means here start value and stop value is not given. Both are variables. Therefore, we have to read the values for n as well as m. Okay, so it is reading the n value. Similarly, now I am going to read the value for m also. Okay, m also. So here I read the value for m. Now start is n, and the stop will be m. And this is I is equal to n to m. Now it will print all the numbers between n to m. Okay, so let me run the program and see what is the output that you are going to get. This is a previous program that is getting, so we will rectify that later on. So yeah, enter n. Enter n. N is equal to, I am giving 10. Enter m, 20 I am giving. So therefore now we are getting the values between 10 to 20. Is that okay? Right? So it's a very simple program. So much explanation is not required here. So this is a program completed. Now we have to write a program here to print odd numbers between 1 to n. Yes, this is the program that we have to understand. Okay, what you have to print, please, here? Odd numbers between, print odd numbers between 1 to n. So let's say that. How can we do this particular thing? See, okay, very simple. Okay, n value I am reading 1 to n. N is the stop value, so that value I have read. So I is equal to 1, I is less than is equal to n. See, understand carefully, please. What is happening is, if I run this particular program, okay, what the program is for loop 1. Okay, if I run the program, what is happening here? It is okay, enter n. So I am giving 10. What is happening here? All the 10 numbers it is printing, means odd numbers and even numbers. All the 10 numbers it is printing. Okay, That is what happening here. It is means odd number, even number, odd number, even, all numbers it is printing, means odd numbers, even numbers, both are printing. But what I want to print here, only print odd numbers between 1 to n. So how can I say? So I have to print this I value. I have to print this I value if it is an odd number. So I put a condition, if I modulus 2 is equal to 1. So this is what happens is, clear? So this is what I can write the condition. So what I am doing is, before printing the I, so I write a condition. If I modulus 2 is equal to 1, then I is an odd number. Odd number logic already I have explained, okay? If I modulus 2 is equal to 1, then no, okay, sorry. So therefore what happens here, it is what is happening here, it is, this is what happens. Okay, fine. So if I modulus 2 is equal to 1, then it will print the I value. Means if I is an odd number, go into the if and print the I value, otherwise it will not print. So let me run this particular program. Let me run the program. Okay, so here if I go here and asking the enter the n is equal to, I am giving 10, press enter. Now see 1 3 5 9, I am getting only odd numbers. Okay, only odd numbers I am getting. So this is what the small condition that you are writing in the for loop to print the odd numbers. So have understood, please? If I is odd, then only go here and print it. What is even number? If you put 0, that becomes a even number. Okay, so this is what happens. It is. So let us control Z it, then control A, control C. This is the program for this particular thing. So let us see, please, control V. Okay, right. Next, what is odd numbers between odd numbers? Okay, now print sum of odd numbers between 1 to n. Now what you need to do, please, you have to print the sum of odd numbers between 1 to n. Okay, print sum of odd numbers between 1 to n. Print sum of odd numbers, sum of odd numbers between 1 to n. Means these odd numbers you have to sum it. Okay, so I take a variable, odd sum. What the odd sum is equal to? 0. Assume that the sum value is 0. So this odd number you don't print, instead of printing you should sum it. So what is that? Is odd sum is equal to odd sum plus 1. That's it. Okay, so what I plus I, okay, plus I. So what is happening? This I is adding to the odd sum. So if I is an odd number, then only that I is adding to the variable, adding to the sum variable. Otherwise it will not add. Okay, so after the for loop I am going to print this out. Okay, I print this is what odd sum is equal to plus what I, plus what, sorry, odd sum. Okay, odd sum, this is what happens with it. Simple, this is the thing. I run the program and so it is asking like okay, I is equal to 5 I am giving. 5 means odd numbers are 1 3 5 and sum is what? 9. See, odd sum. So these three numbers is what summed and it is printed on the monitor. Okay, this is how can we sum it. So it need not to print this value, but just I am showing this one. Okay, this is how can we print the odd sum. So let me remove this particular thing. M is not required in this program. Clear? So I is required, this is the program. Control A, control C, and I go here. So small see what is happening, small changes that is there. Okay, if you want I can give you one more program also. This is what print sum of 1 to n numbers. Actually this is the first program that I have to teach, but okay, I forgotten to say that. Okay, print sum of 1 to n numbers, and 1 to n numbers. Okay, 1 to n numbers you have to sum it. So how to do this? Very simple. See this is what sum I am going to take the variable. This is I is equal to 1 to n. So 1 to n numbers, what you need to do is you have to sum it. How to sum? Just the formula you have to write it. All that numbers I add to the sum. See, sum is sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay, so wait, sum is equal to sum plus I, and here I am going to print the sum. Here also I print the sum. This is what happens. So what I am doing is I am reading the value for n. If n is equal to 5, 5 will be here. means this loop runs for 1 to 5. All that 1 to 5 numbers present in the I will be added to the sum. Okay, so let me tell you this one, very simple. Okay, when I is 1, 1 is added to the sum. When I becomes step 2, then 2 will be added to the sum. When I become step 3, then 3 will be added. Like this, the loop, it is going to add all the I values to the sum variable. After the loop, it will print the sum value. Okay, this is what happens here. It is. Let us see the output here. Okay, let me show you the output. Suppose I am giving 5 small number, 15. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is what? 15. Okay, like this you can give any big number. Fine. Sir, what happens, sir, if I give this particular okay, this one inside the for loop? This I put a comment, please. Okay, comment. What happens means, now each time this for loop runs, the sum value will be printed. Means 1 will be added to the sum, it will print the sum answer. Then 2 will be added to the sum, print the sum. 3 will be added to the sum and print the sum. Like this, whenever it is adding the number, it will print the sum immediately. Okay, so how? Let us see that. So this is what step by step summary you are going to get. See, 1, okay, 1, sorry, I have given only 1. Let me give you so some big number like 5. I'll give you, better, that is good. So I am giving 5. Press enter. See, 1, 3, 5. So first of all, 1 sum, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. Like this. So if you write this particular statement inside the for loop, now the sum value will sum is going to printed the number of times the for loop runs. So instead you print only once outside the loop. This is very good. Okay, so this is another program that we are finishing here. Okay, so here the program that I am putting. Okay, fine. Next you print odd number. This is fifth program completed. Now read a number and print factors. Okay, this is very important. Read a number and print it factors. What are the factors actually? That is what you have to know first of all. What are the factors of a number? Okay, so let me explain on the board first of all. This is what are the factors. Okay, what are the factors of n6? What is the n factor 6? 6 factors is what? Suppose, assume that, okay, means you have to divide 6 modulus. See, what is this 6 means n. Okay, you divide this particular n by 1, divide that n by 2, divide by 3, divide by 4, divide by 5, and divide up to itself number you divide it. Okay, start dividing the n from 1 to itself number. Okay, and you see whether it is divisible or not. 6 divided by 1, remainder is 0. 6 divided by 2 is what? Remainder is 0. How? Please, 6 divided by 2. Modulus operator gives a remainder. So 2 3s are 6. Remainder how much? 0. 0 is the remainder. Okay, so 0 0 got it. Okay, now what is this is? Yeah, so once I am explaining, please, what are the factors? Let's say factors of n. N is equal to what? 6. So how you calculate the factors of 6? N means, so this 6 n divided by 1 you do it, divided by 2 you do it, divided by 3, divided by 4, divided by 5, and divided by 6. Stop here. So you have to divide up to itself number. Start dividing from 1 to itself number. Itself number you have to divide up to that only. Okay, now see the division. What is 6 divided by 1 is remainder 0. 6 divided by 2 is remainder 0. How? 6 divided by 2. 2 3s are 6. Remainder will be 0. So this is the remainder. So this remainder means it is divisible. 6 divided by 3 is 0. Divisible. 6 divided by 4. Yes, this I am going to show you. 4 1s are 4. How much left? 2. 2 is the remainder. Means 2 means it is not divisible. 6 is not divisible by 2. Okay, then 5 means 1 you will get, it is also not divisible. 6 divided by 6 is 0, it is divisible. So 6 is divisible with what? 1, 2, 3 and 6. Therefore, what are the factors? The factors are 1, 2, 3 and 6 are the factors. Okay, so whichever the number the 6 is divisible, that number is the factor. Okay, so how can we write in the program? So let me tell you the logic. How can we write this particular thing? So what is this is what? This is n. Okay, this is n. Okay, n. Then n modulus what is this is, what is these numbers are? These numbers are I is equal to 1 to 6. If is equal to 0, then means if n divided by I remainder is 0 means divisible, then I is a factor. I is a factor. Okay. So how we are going to write this particular program? Let us check here, please. Okay. So let me go to the Eclipse. Right. Here I read the number, please. I read the number I have read. So what I need to do is, see, I have to run the loop from 1 to n, because we have to divide the number from 1 to itself. Okay. So I am going to put, let me okay, resize this particular thing, and also make it okay, right, somewhat increase this particular. Good, right, this is what I feel good. Okay, let me okay, let me write the code now. Okay, let me write the code for this particular thing. This console also I close it. Right, good. Now let me write the program. So I am taking the for loop. I am reading the value for n. First of all, I read the value for n. This sum is not required, please. Okay, this I am reading the value for n. Now we have to divide this n. This n we have to divide with what? 1 to n only. 1 to n only we have to divide. Okay, that is why I am taking the for loop. 1 I is equal to 1, I is less than is equal to n, I plus plus. Okay, now we divide it. What is the division? If at all n modulus I is equal 0, if n is divisible with I, then I am going to print the factor. So what is that? Sorry, sys out. What is the factor I am going to print, please? Plus I. So I print on the same line. I is a factor by giving the space. Okay, first. Okay, this is a factor. That's it. Now this sum is not required. Okay, let me run this program and show you what is the output that you are getting. Okay, so I repeat, if n modulus I, see this f n divided by I may be any number from 1 to 6. So if n is divisible by I is equal 0, then go into the if and print that I factor. Okay, otherwise it will not print the factor. See, I run the program. Run the program, you can see the output here. N is equal to what? 6 I am giving, and you see that 1 2 3 6 you got the output. Clear? Right? So let me okay, let me execute the program second time. Okay, second time I execute the program and see, let me give another number like 24. Okay, 24. I got 1 2 3 4 6 8 12 14. See, you got this many factors. Okay, so this is what, how can you calculate the factors, right? Now let me paste here. This is what number of factors. Read the number of factors. Okay, now I give some practice problems. You try to practice. Print even numbers between n to m numbers. Okay, next one, read a number and print its factorial value. What's the factorial value? Let me tell you, please. Okay, enter n. Suppose if I give 1, then you have to print factorial is equal to 120. You have to print. What is 120? How can you calculate this factorial? Means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. Is it clear? So multiplication of 1 to n is nothing but, okay, multiplication of 1 to n is nothing but factorial. Okay, see here already we have understood this sum of 1 to n. This is sum of 1 to n numbers. Now just factorial means you have to write multiplication operator. Okay, but whenever you are doing the multiplication, the initial value of that particular sum should be 1. So don't use a sum variable. Instead of that, use fact. Fact is equal to 1. Fact is equal to fact into I. Okay, if you put a plus, it becomes summation. If you do the multiplication, it becomes factorial. Remember that. Okay, so like this you have to write the program. So this is one program that you have to write, please. Right, next, read a number and print sum of the factors. Yes, these factors you have to sum it. Okay, so factors program already I told you, I have explained that program. See the same program, these factors you have to sum it. Simple, sum it, that's it. Okay, right, next, read a number and print it is and print odd factors. Yes, see odd factors, for example, if I give n is equal to 24 here, what I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, like this. But you have to print odd factors, means 1, 3, that's it. Only odd factors you have to print. Okay, in these factors, again you have to print odd numbers. That is your, okay, assignment, that is what your practice problem. So these 4 practice problems, you practice it. Okay, this is enough. Okay, so this is what some programs have explained on what? For loops, right? This is what we have completed class 18.